good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. Good morning, depending on wherever you are. We are happy to bring you a very special episode today. Today, we'll be looking at the six surprise stocks to own in 2025. We promise to have done this. Yes, we are sticking to our promise. So, before we jump right in, as a disclaimer, every content we share on this channel is for information and education purpose only. So you do your due diligence, consult your financial advisor before you take any decision. Thank you so much for everyone that has subscribed to this channel. If you have not yet subscribed, please, we need all your support. Click on the subscribe button, put on the notification bell so that you don't miss any updates, because we actually promise to give you surprises, bring you all the action and ideas that will actually help your portfolio in 2025. So today we'll be looking at six surprise stocks. But before we actually jump into these picks, let's just look at what's going on in the market, what you need to be aware of so that you can make all the right decisions. So today, Moderna stocks has jumped by about 13%. Why? It's actually negative news. Virtually all the vaccine stocks, from a whole lot of all the vaccine stocks competing with the likes of Moderna, Pfizer, all of them are actually on the rise today because there is a bird flu, unfortunately, the bird flu outbreak in China, and it's actually something that we need to be aware of as a market. So the risk of this flu spreading further outside of China or wherever it is in China is actually creating that panic, but that is actually increasing the stock price of Moderna, because Moderna is a vaccine maker, and we knew everything they've done during the pandemic. So there's no clarity whether there will be a quarantine, but just be aware of and also follow these vaccine stocks to see if it's something you'll consider. Nvidia has actually given back all the gains. Nvidia went as high as all-time high, and it dethroned Apple, but all the gains has actually disappeared in the last 24 hours. However, there's no fundamental impairment for Nvidia. The market is just very negative today, as you can see. Almost every major indices is actually on the thin gain or actually in the negative. So we still believe that Nvidia is on the course to outperform in 2025. For those of you who haven't watched that edition of our top AI picks for this year, Nvidia is actually number one, and we believe Nvidia will go neck and neck with Apple to become the most valuable stock in the world. Robinhood is getting an upgrade from JP Morgan. The JP Morgan analyst Ken Worthington actually has been very negative on Robinhood, but now he's coming back to say Robinhood is now actually monetizing better, and Robinhood is actually on the path to actually outperform. If you look at what Robinhood has done in the last 1 year, you can see 260%, and which is very, very impressive for Robinhood. But you are going to see what we are also going to do in the real edition, in the major update that we have for you on the stock picks. Cathie Wood, one of the most influential investors, very momentum investors, one of the most popular, momentum investors on Wall Street. She's adding Amazon, she's adding GitLab, and she's actually adding these stocks to our portfolio. She believes Amazon is actually going to outperform. This is in line with what Wedbush has said before the new year. Amazon is one of our top picks for the year, not necessarily an AI play. Yes, Amazon is going to outperform, not just because it's an AI play. Amazon seems to actually execute better, especially with the AWS platform, which is the cloud platform, powering the likes of Netflix and all the major content that you watch from time to time. So keep an eye on Cathie Wood, ARK Invest, ARKK, which is ETF, all-time high, is about 180%. Uber is actually joining Nvidia on an autonomous driving partnership. It's another catalyst for Uber, just coming less than 24 hours after Uber actually said it will be buying back $7 billion worth of its shares. Uber's partnership with Nvidia is a big one. If you look at what Uber has been doing in the last few days or 1 week, about 9%. Aurora, which is also moving on the partnership with Nvidia, is about 35% just for today, which is quite big. And Aurora is actually the winner for today. Now, let's jump right into the reason why we have this broadcast today. So we promise that we are going to have and share with you stock picks that is going to form your decision for investing in the new year. Last week we did the top AI companies that we believe will outperform. I'm going to drop the link to that video in the description of this particular video, so that you can see what that episode is all about and all the companies that we picked. On this special episode for the top stock picks that are going to surprise, we are looking at companies and stocks that, even if they've performed last year, they are actually going to perform better this year for many reasons that we have actually looked into. So let's jump right in and see the stock picks that we have and the reason why we are choosing them. So if you have watched this broadcast to this point, please subscribe to this channel, put on your notification button. That is actually the support that we need for now, so that we can keep bringing you all this information that will help your portfolio. Number one is Joby. Joby seems to be more or less the company that could, if Joby becomes successful and they are able to launch their eVTOL electric helicopter service in the US, in Dubai, and some other cities like Tokyo and London, Joby could actually become another Nvidia or Palantir of eVTOL. Why? Because this company is well backed. The likes of Uber, the likes of Toyota, the likes of Delta Airlines, they are part of this alliance. And Joby is actually very close to getting the final certification that will allow Joby aircraft to be flown in the likes of New York, Florida, in Dubai, in Tokyo, Japan, in London. And all of these partnerships is actually catapulting Joby. If you look at what the stock has done just in the last 1 year, it's been quite impressive, and we believe Joby is the number one surprise stock that we believe could actually even double or triple this year, depending on if they execute better, which they promise they are going to do. Number two is Lucid. So Lucid seems to be an underperformer for a while, for many reasons that could be genuine, and could also be because the company was still young as a company that was into heavy manufacturing. We all knew how Lucid came into the market through a SPAC listing. SPAC listing, basically, they just merged with the company, which is a shell company. What happened was that because this company was just started manufacturing the Lucid vehicles, which is one of the most beautiful electric vehicles out there that I have seen. In terms of the design, in terms of the branding, they're targeting the wealthy and the premium market. But the company is actually looking to perform better this year, especially the stock of the company. If you look at the delivery that the company announced, a few days ago, which we actually dropped in the update for this week, you could see that the company is now ramping up production. The company also has a manufacturing plant that they are working on, which will actually be the manufacturing hub for Asia and perhaps Europe, in Saudi Arabia. So if this all comes on board, if this all comes online, Lucid is likely to ramp up the deliveries of its vehicle. And what that means is that the company continues to gain all the values it has lost. Lucid is trading at all-time low, and when this stock listed a few years ago, it was about $56. Now is under $10, which means this stock can only go higher. So number 2 is Lucid. Number 3 is Sportradar Group. Now, Sportradar Group actually provides data analytics for the betting ecosystem, and this company is actually positioned to gain from the sector momentum. If you look at the likes of DraftKings, the likes of Caesars, all of the sports betting companies that you know in the world, they rely on Sportradar to actually get the analytics that allows them to create the games that people actually play, people bet on, online gaming, mobile gaming. With AI benefiting from broader interest, this company could actually outperform. If you look at what the company has done in the last 6 months, about 60%, this stock is way undervalued. All the fundamentals of this business are quite solid, and the company will only benefit if the likes of DraftKings get more access to different markets in America, or a national access, and even out of the US. You could actually see this stock even doubling before the end of this year. Number 4, coming back to Robinhood. Robinhood, to us, the price target is between $80 to $100, and that is the case. So if you see what Robinhood has done in the last 1 year, Robinhood has actually done over 240%, if not more. Why? Because this company is not just benefiting from the rise in Bitcoin prices, it's also benefiting from investors who now see this company as a matured company. They are ramping up the number of deposits, the number of people buying stocks on Robinhood. Last year, Robinhood entered the UK market, and Robinhood could actually enter more market, bringing in more trading activity on the Robinhood platform. They've also started their credit card business, which is targeting the upper part of the market. So if you look at what this company is doing, and perhaps if Bitcoin gets to 150K this year, Robinhood will actually hit the price target of about $80 to $100. That's what we are proposing, and this is one of the most surprising stock that we could have in 2025. Lyft. So Lyft has been underperforming its biggest competitor, which is Uber. So if you look at what Lyft business is a smaller business in North America. It's way undervalued compared to what Uber is, and you can see that Uber even announced that they are buying back their shares, and that's because the ride-hailing business has been so much undervalued with the noise from Tesla, the robotaxi noise and all that. All of these robotaxi plans are still very far away in the future. So the likes of Lyft, they've actually started picking up, but 2025 will actually be either the year that Lyft goes very high up, gaining much more valuation, or Lyft could actually be acquired by Uber. I'm not too sure if this acquisition will be approved, given the kind of regulatory orders. But with the new government coming on board in the US, a whole lot of acquisitions and mergers are quite possible, and you could actually see an acquisition with Uber. If this happens, this stock will go to all-time high even before it's delisted. Final, so that we bring this to a close, please continue to subscribe to this channel, put on the notification bell. We thank everyone who has been with us and for joining us up to this point. The last stock that we are looking at to surprise this year is Grab. So Grab is actually one of the largest ride-hailing business out of North America. They actually more or less like a smaller version of Uber. But this company, compared to what Uber is valued at, is quite undervalued, and the fact that they are very sticky in the market they are into food delivery, they are into just about everything you can think about. If you enter Singapore, the Asia Pacific, and even in India, this company is actually doing very well, and they could only turn the corner. An acquisition is a major reason why this company is on the list. This company could be acquired by Uber, and if it's acquired by Uber, just like what happened to football, when football actually did well over 200% after Disney acquired the company. So here is the reason why we actually believe Grab could actually be one of these surprise stocks. On that note, thank you so much for watching. We will continue to bring you surprises. We'll continue to get more feedback from you. So we need more feedback so that we know whether we're doing better or we need to do better. So please drop your comments in the comment section below. What are your top surprise stock picks for this year? Do you agree with what we have? Which one do you agree with? Why? And what are other stocks that you're looking at? We thank you so much for joining us. Continue to support us. We love everyone, wherever you're watching us from or listening from. Till tomorrow, when we bring you another update and some other stock picks, will also every day we'll be actually highlighting stock picks every day, so that you can always do your own research as well and get more informed. It's not about picking stocks. It's about doing all the research, doing all the hard work. And when the hard work starts paying, that's when you actually, get the confirmation that you are doing the right thing. Thank you so much. Till tomorrow, keep investing, keep growing.